Hello, hello, hello. We're
Ooh,
back.
here we are
We're
on
back.
a very blustery Thursday,
Yeah, it is
but
a
it
bit
stopped
windy out there.
raining. It has stopped raining.
Yeah, it's sunny. It's just really
It's quite
windy.
warm out there as well. I was hanging
I wouldn't know.
washing out earlier, and it was quite warm.
I wouldn't know.
Doing my chores.
Excellent. I was
How
doing
are
mine at 4 o'clock this morning.
But you don't sleep.
I do, just for like 4 or 5 hours a night.
I was far away in the land of Nod, skipping through meadows with Taylor.
I've had some deliveries this morning.
Ooh, yes. Who are they from?
Well, one's from Scale Model Shop, and one is from Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans has sent you a package.
A rather large package in a John Lewis box, which really
Yes.
doesn't help his reputation when he's trying to say he's not posh.
As I said, in London, John Lewis is just a corner shop.
They sent me a piece of cardboard.
That's very nice. That's for you to test your paints on.
Must be. Oh,
What
they sent me a little brown envelope.
Brown? Oh, not the dreaded brown envelope. And the excitement grows.
It is zinc chromate yellow. And,
I wonder what you got that for.
extra dark sea grey paint.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Yes, the sea grey is a hint.
Yes. Yes.
Right, so that's that one. No invoice, which is unusual. Well,
Oh, well. And then he's got
this off Mr. Evans.
Show everybody your large box.
Yes. So
We've seen your small package. Now we want to see your large box.
I don't even know fully what he's putting in, you know.
Is it ticking, first off?
Well, it is from London, so possible.
Oh, he's so gentle, isn't he, with that knife? It's just
Oh, I've got a letter as well.
a letter. Oh,
yeah.
I resign.
I'll put it on the floor.
Okay, you do that.
There's a bit loud. Plenty of bubble wrap.
Plenty of bubble wrap, chaps and chapesses and modelers of the world. Ha! He says.
This one is the fire engine that Mystery Box Nick got for me.
Ooh, very nice.
How cool is that? The Russian fire engine.
Very nice. Can't beat a good fire engine. Although I did used to work with a bloke.
Lysander camouflage masks.
Lysander camouflage. Oh, yeah, you got a Lizzie, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's nice of him.
Metal Earth British Mark IV tank. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh. The Tin Lizzie set.
And another fire engine.
Yeah. Ooh. And the Lancaster bomber off Bob.
Yeah. I built that one.
That should be fun.
Just to let you know, it's the same plastic as the Big Boy.
It's fine. And the prize for the members part of the competition. Yeah. The members competition is this kit.
That's a good kit. I've built that.
There you go. So if you're a member and you join the competition, you can win that.
So there we are. We've now seen the contents of Mikey's box. What are you laughing for?
There you go. That's out of the way for now. Oh,
right.
There's more. There you go.
Back to normality.
Yes. Right. Modders, chat, please. Since the only two of us. We need something to fill the airtime left by John.
Yeah. Yeah, this show will only be 5 minutes long because we know John today.
Yeah.
No chat, obviously. There's only me and you here. John's fan club have left because he's not on.
Either that or Modders has died. There we go.
Where do you want
where
me to start? Let's be radical and try the beginning.
If we do the beginning, we've got 2 hours of conversation to go through.
Oh God, they've been in there for ages, have they?
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, while he's deciding where we're going to start, I've been priming my big boy for half an hour.
Ooh.
So I am going to do this panel here this morning. And I have started putting a primer coat down on the tender, but it needs another coat.
Yeah, I've used black primer.
Yeah, I don't like using black on black because I can't see where I've been.
Well, you look at the bit that's duller than the rest of it, you see.
Yeah, it doesn't work with these old eyes.
Okay. So there you go. K-Gar says, "Oi, who pinched my crown?" Tiff says, "No one, Gary. It's still there, just number 2 now." Gary says, "Haha, well, it was fun for a few minutes at least."
Yeah.
Robert says, "We've been playing musical crowns." They have. Literally 2 hours of conversations we've been having in the chat before that. Gary says, "It's K-pop music this end. What's playing your end?"
Always modern country. Always modern country playing in this house.
Possibly disclose what's playing my end. Tiff says, "I turned on the PC and loaded up YouTube and was like, holy crap, so much chat."
That's because these people are... No, that went, so...
Tiff says, "The wonderful sound of Temu Gary's ep."
Yes, well, yeah, that was going before we went live during rehearsals. Because I hadn't...
You hadn't planned ahead, had you?
No, I hadn't.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Nigel says, "Good morning, all. Hope all is well."
Morning, Nigel. All is very well, sir.
Bob says, "Just listen to the Masonettes, Heartbreak Avenue."
I was listening to Toby Keith, the late, great Toby Keith.
I was listening to the intro music for tomorrow. Which is on YouTube Audio Library. So if you have YouTube Studios, you can actually find loads of music on there that you can use.
There you go.
Gary says, "I've got Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Indonesian chats going on here. My girls are saying, Mitsa hi, Mitsa he hi, crazy, crazy, ha ha ha." I don't speak Korean. I barely speak English. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people. Hope you're all feeling awesome today. All lubed and subscribed."
Well done. Don't forget lube and subscribe.
I wonder if, when like Ian says, "I'm lubed and ready." I wonder if K-Gaz, the first time he has to explain that to his interpreters.
Lube and subscribe.
Yeah. I wonder how he went about that without making them giggle like little. Explaining.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah. Gary says, "Greetings, Nigel, and to everyone else joining in now. Annyeong haseyo." Just says, "Hello, Dookie."
Hey, Duke.
Oh, Dookie, not Dookie. Dookie's something entirely different. Nigel says, "Just finished my first tank, AFB 135 Centurion Mark 5 with Dozer Blade. First attempt at a bit of weathering and finding out that Ernie Ball 008s make great tank antennae." Yeah.
Ooh, never heard of them.
They're guitar strings.
Oh, right. That's why I've never heard of them, because I don't play guitar.
Yeah, they do make really good. That's why when I change my guitar strings, I keep the old sets and just cut them up.
Cool.
What the hell? You using the Force or something?
Who?
You practicing your Mai Tai?
No, there was one of them seed things blowing about.
David says, "Morning all. Looking at chat, too many to name."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, David.
Matthew says, "Hi all. Thoroughly lubed and ready for steamy big boy action." Ooh, misses. Gaz, good job explaining that to your interpreters, mate. Robert says, well, as we're all here, Moneygall covers it quite well. It does.
Yeah.
Duke says, haha, Matthew. Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Hello, Joe.
Joe.
David says, hi, Robert. Saw your earlier post. Hope you feel better soon. Oh, Joe, how was the t-shirt when it arrived? Because it was due to arrive on Tuesday, I think you said. And Duke's has been printed today, manufactured today. I had an email this morning. Duke says, hi, Tiff. Hope you and Willow are good today. Gary says, Nigel, I have 4 Centurion tanks here. 2 are Korean Mark IIIs. They have Build Me labels on them. David says, hi, Tiff. Yes, wishing you all the best. Nigel says, great thing about tanks. Very few decals. That's true. Tiff says, yes, I'm okay, Duke. Getting better and better every day. And thanks, David. Julian says, almost missed the start. Oh, wow, almost. But you done well. Oh, Julian's done really well with his Hurricane, I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
He went to put something on the other part of it on the other day, and the whole thing came apart.
Oh, no.
But he's managed to rebuild it. He's lost the pedals, but he's actually done a really good job with his rattle can primer and stuff on it.
You won't fit pedals anyway.
Yeah. He's definitely getting better.
Good.
Speaking of which, he says, morning all. Hello, Julian.
Hi, Julian. Practice, mate.
Yeah. Gary says, hello, members joining in. Nigel, yes, very few decals. Tiff says, wow, Bob says, we were enthusiastic this morning. You were, and it's actually quite nice to see. Tim says, Masonettes, no disrespect, but it sounds like a type of candy one would buy at a movie theatre. Masonettes are a type of accommodation here. Jim says, good day to our gracious host. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Tiff says, that word is spelled differently, Mikey. Dookie. Yeah. Jim says, greetings to all the usual suspects in chat. Gary, ha ha ha, very carefully, Mikey. Although the staff enjoy a bit of the risque. Ooh.
Well,
ooh la la. Joe says, son loves the t-shirt and I love my coffee cup. Nice. Good. Glad you like it, buddy. Bob says, laugh out loud, Lawrence Mason, considering I just listened, got the title wrong, Heartache Avenue. There we go. Joe says, weather is very bad here. Thunderstorms all over, so might leave from time to time, but generator should keep me on. Oh, as long as you're safe, that's what matters. There we go. Right. On the Members Live tomorrow, I will get some.
No, we did the Members Live yesterday, not tomorrow.
Yes. Correct. See, this is what lack of sleep does to you. Right. On the Members Live yesterday. There we go. Got it right. We were discussing a few changes that the members think would be cool for the channel. Did I write in this book?
Oh, don't do that again.
Okay, so next week, Marley's off on holiday, and so is Mr. Evans. So on Monday, we've got the normal panel. Tuesday is going to be me and Tiff. Friday, we're going to keep the same. So it's going to be me and Gary doing the Sea Fury, because we've got quite a bit to catch up with Mr. Evans anyway. But on the Thursday, we don't want to get too far ahead of John. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a one-to-one session with this one here. So I'm going to interview him live. So that should be fun. Like I did with Malcolm Childs. That should be interesting.
Yes.
Yes. So if you want to join in for that, make sure you're here on Thursday. Oh, hang on, wife's coming looking angry.
Oh dear. So yeah, and I do believe Mikey has been talking to my daughter, trying to get some dirt on me. So
Kay's just said it's my birthday Thursday, so you won't be doing anything. I said, hang on a minute. I'm looking at the calendar and your birthday's Friday. She went, no, it's not Thursday. I'm like, no, it's really Friday.
it's the current Mrs. Morris's birthday on Saturday.
There we go. We have more in common than you think. So yeah. And the other thing we're going to be starting doing is for those that watch Models for Heroes, live streams on a Sunday from 11 o'clock on Models for Heroes YouTube channel, they do a thing called Sit Rep where members of Models for Heroes can post their photos of their work, and on the channel, on the show, they go through it and show people's work. But the members have said they would like to do something similar on here. So what we're going to call it is we're going to call it Get Your Kits Out. That's kits with a K. And what I'm going to do is put it on the Facebook page each week, and those that don't have Facebook can obviously email me their pictures. So I'm going to say, like, put 5 pictures of the work you've done this week on models. We'll put them on the Facebook, and then on the Monday show, we'll have a segment where we go through all the photos to show all your work, if you want to take part. There we go.
We won't be criticizing or anything like that. It'll just be displaying your work.
Yeah. Showing how wonderful the people of this channel are at modelling. Yeah. And we don't mean it. Far from it.
It's not about the finished item, it's about the process.
Exactly. What was the other thing?
Oh, every time I put this down, I find another bit I haven't painted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was requested that I do some Discord lessons as well. So teach people how to use Discord a little bit better, so we can use it more efficiently.
Which will help.
Yeah.
Which will help grow the community in Discord.
Yes, hopefully. Because once we've taught one group of people, they can help the others.
And the thing about Discord is that when you first look at it, you're like, oh! If you've never looked at it before, it's like, this is really weird, but it's actually extremely easy to use.
Yeah.
I can use it. Well, with help.
What we're thinking of doing is starting using threads. So instead of having just the chat getting bombarded with just loads of conversation between like 2 or 3 people, one person puts the comments up, and then if we want to reply, then turn it into a thread, and then just have people replying to that thread. So that'll make things a bit easier, a bit tidier. So we have more.
I have painted my. I don't know what you call that bit of a train. I would call it the cockpit if it was an aeroplane, but footplate, isn't it? No, that's the bit they stand on.
Yeah. Firebox.
It's the driver's bit.
Firebox.
It's where all the gauges and knobs are.
The firebox.
Surely that's the bit with the fire in it.
If you open the hole in that plate, what's behind it?
I don't know.
The firebox.
You think I know about trains?
Why do you think they shove the coal in through the hole?
It's so they can put their bacon on the shovel and their eggs and do their breakfast.
Yeah. No,
it's pixie dust that makes it move.
Robert says his nickname is Philistine. David says, "Wet and windy here in the Rhondda today." I'd be surprised a bit than anything else, to be honest.
Well, you don't want to be wet and windy in the valley.
No. Joe says, "Mikey, make sure you put the schedule out. Busy week next week, but sure don't want to miss." Yeah, I'll make sure I'll put it out.
Schedule? That sounds like organisation.
I know, right? June says, "With a K, so that's get your ticks out then." What's a tick? There's always one.
And it's always Julian.
Yes. Dave says, yes, did read that on Facebook, and that sounds very good and positive. Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Bob says, wonderful, that's me out. Not at all, Bob.
No criticism whatsoever. It's all about what you do.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to post your pictures. You don't.
No, you don't want to. It's not mandatory, you know.
Yeah, not at all. Dave says, just have to pop Mrs. down to Ustrad. Okie dokie.
Down to where?
Ustrad.
Is that part of a train?
Bob says firewall. Yeah. June says had to pop out as Kara was here. We'll scroll to see what I missed. Tiff says it's a precursor to a talk.
Like that one.
Yeah. June says it's always Julian. Well, I do like to be consistent, Gary. There we go.
Man. Good man.
Let's get on with some modelling.
Consistent Julian, that's what we call him. Yes, modelling.
Yes.
That's what we're here to do. Not talk about what we've got in our packages for now. Let us zoom in. Zoomy.
So,
I nearly sang then.
yes. So, I was going to say to you. Oh, yeah. The way, speaking about how the coal gets into firebox on these, it's a little bit different to how British steam trains work because it's so huge.
Ouch.
Yes. So what they did is it had an automatic stoker fitted.
Wow.
Which is, you got the tender at the back. Do you know what? I thought I was missing parts again then. I had this the other day. I was looking for the parts for 20 minutes.
This is the tender, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you look at the tender, the bit with the studs on at the back,
this bit.
That's the water. That's where the water's stored.
Oh, right.
And then it goes in like an angle underneath the coal bunker. But it has an automatic stoker, so when they're together, it doesn't just have like a little metal plate in between the two to stand on. It has a box, and in that box is a screw, and it uses the Archimedes screw principle to bring the coal down through the box towards the firebox, and in the Archimedes, because the back pressure created by the coal being pushed through, it lifts it up and it grinds it as well. So it lifts it up into the coal box, and then a blower blows the coal dust onto the fire.
Oh, it's like having John here. Very interesting.
That's where I put it. I left it over there. Yeah, it's quite a cool system. And there's only one rumored. I don't think it's been confirmed, but there was only ever once where it was fired by hand.
Right.
Because it uses that much coal. But it's almost impossible to fire by hand effectively at full speed.
Okay. So, but now this part I've just you probably saw me. I've done this with my favourite, Real Colours pen, rubber black, because I think it's a lovely colour. Although some would say black is not a colour.
It's an absence of colour.
I'm going to detail that again mostly with pens, I think. And
I've primed mine with Vallejo black primer.
We were talking about this, weren't we, before we went live? The reason I didn't use black primer is because these old eyes can't see where I've been. So
you see it's fairly matte compared to that.
Yeah.
But it also means that I could take that out and leave that unpainted, so it still looks like coal.
And what you'll notice, I've only given it a light dusting at the moment. It's got to have another coat of primer on there.
Yeah.
And I've tried to keep, as we were discussing last week, the actual coal. Although that looks like it's... Oh, looks like I've got an issue there.
Oh, no.
Oh, there it goes.
I've also put 60 grams of metal weight in there as well.
In here?
Yep, in the tender. Use bicycle weights.
Yeah, I've got some of those.
Just because otherwise, every time when it's on the track, every time you knock the bloody track, it'll tip over because there's no weight in it.
Right.
So if you put some weight in the bottom of it, it just keeps it upright.
I might do that then, because this bit here is still a loose fit, so I can still access. access. Right, so. That's the way I thought I had a problem a second ago. It's because I haven't actually secured it in place yet.
Yes. Gary says, slight problem here. My model bench is 8,200 kilometers north of where I'm sitting.
Bloody hell.
You must have bloody long arms.
Long arms for that.
We said the same thing. We spend far too much time working together.
Yeah.
Look at the detail in that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yes, I'm hoping that the pens are going to do it justice.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm probably going to butcher it.
G is fiery red. Well,
Does this have? Yeah, that's got decals with it. No?
Yes, a few decals.
There we go. Pacific Union. I seem to remember, I don't know why, but I think it had some for the dials.
Really?
No, it doesn't. I'm thinking of the motorbike.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right. So let's get painting, shall we? Get the guitar out of the way so I can get the paint out.
As usual with these pens, you need more than one coat.
Yeah.
So they do dry very quickly.
Oh,
and in fact, for my competition build, I've done all the camouflage on the tank that I'm doing, the vehicle that I'm doing. Has been done with pens.
Nice.
The base color was sprayed on, but then the actual camouflage was done with pens, and they work very well on 1/72. Very well indeed.
You do love those pens, don't you?
I do. It's one of the best things I've ever bought. One of the. I think one of the reasons is they're chunky, and when you've got slight issues with shaky hands like I have, when you hold a paintbrush, you know, your hand, you know, a minute movement here becomes a massive movement there. You know. But I can sort of hold these better. Which actually reminds me, I've actually got some adapters for things like paintbrushes and pens that make them thicker. I'll have to hunt them out. That might help me.
Yeah. Or get some paintbrushes like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty cheap. Chirpy, chirpy, cheap, cheap.
Oh, now you're taking me back to my childhood singing that. Yeah, I've got some like that, so they're slightly thicker.
Yeah. Gary says, I have noticed that we appear to have the same model spray booths. Not used mine yet.
I think most people have got these portable type ones. I mean, I have mine set up all the time. Mine, I never close mine up and all that. But if I was short of space, I wasn't spraying. I could obviously close it up, but it does the job for what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't have anywhere where I can have mine permanently set up. So if I want to spray, I have to constantly set it up and put it away. So I try and avoid spraying as much as possible.
And Julian says he's just finished scrolling. So the big boy does have a tender behind. Oh,
yes, Julian.
My God. And so it begins.
Like we said, there's always one, and it's always Julian.
Mr. Consistent.
Yes. Consistent pain in the butt.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Would you not? Right. That needs to go there. That's all I want it. Oh dear. I can't see this going well.
Well, what color is B? B is black, which I've done. F is anthracite, which quite honestly is almost black anyway.
Well, anthracite is black.
And G is red, so that'll be that done then. So see if I can get it to focus.
Sure.
There we go.
There you go. Very good.
That's probably all I'm going to do.
Yeah. I'm putting some brass around the dials. The wheels would have been red, I think.
I suppose I could do the actual dials themselves white. Or if I just talked myself into something I don't want to do. In fact, I might do them off white.
Yeah, as long as it's got some different colours in there, it should look all right. Julian says, "Oh, and Gary, I'm one of those who says black and white are not colours; they're tones used to darken or lighten actual colours. White's actually it's a combination of all colours, isn't it?"
All I'll say is I don't disagree at all, sir.
Good man.
All I know is I hate spraying with white.
Jim says, "Indeed, Gary, those spray booths are encompassing the world. I have one myself. Does the job very well for $50.
Yeah, they are. I've had mine about 5 years now.
Yeah.
I do need to change the filter on it though. So.
Do you ever clean the fan blades and that on it?
No.
You'd be surprised how dirty they get, you know. Modders says anthracite is RAL 7021, which is the Dunkelgrau AK marker.
Oh, is it? 7021, did she say?
Yeah. See, this is why we have a modders.
So, yeah, I mean,
we'd have just gone there, don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Knuckle draggers.
Yeah.
Julian says, just to clarify, Mikey, referring to me as a pain in the butt is the same breath as reading about a tender behind was purely coincidental. Yes.
I don't know whether this is going to show up, though. It's only these bits that are anthracite anyway.
Tiff says it's like a smoky grey black colour.
Oh yeah, isn't it?
There we go. Well done, modders.
Yeah, she's earned her hobnobs this week.
Yeah. Oh god, I've got to get her a pack of them for Telford. How many packets of hobnobs does she get this year?
How many did she get last year?
2, I think.
Deserves a
2?
raise. Yeah, I think we should at least give her 3.
Okay. Maybe a small box or something. Oops, a daisy.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
So. Wow.
Oops, kitchen roll.
Tiff says you'll have to send them in the post because I don't think I'll make it this year. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. We see. There again, you can't stay up to 2027 because you got to be there for that. Because
yeah, the big one's 2027. We got 2 years to go.
Yeah.
That's looking quite good. I'm quite pleased with that.
Good. I think you secretly enjoy doing these. You just don't like to admit it because you don't think it's manly.
I said last week, and I'll say it again, at the end of the day, it's just putting bits of plastic together. I don't understand the first thing about trains because I'm a plain man. Just a humble dwarf.
Yeah. Julian says, thought for different effects on all black finish, perhaps use different varnishes, gloss, satin, matte, or different parts. The light reflects from them differently. Yes.
Very good. Yeah. Very good point. So I just need that to dry now. And while that's drying, I'll see what else I can do.
Yeah.
Once that's dry, that can go inside. There. No, it can't. Because I've got to prime this.
Sure, I really like these Vallejo metal colours.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Right. I don't really want to prime it live on air.
Well, you can always do it and just mute your microphone.
Yeah, I know. I could, however...
Nobody's going to see because you got the camera.
It's all right. I can do stage 30.
Ah, there we go.
I can do stage 30.
Oh, Kaylee's sneezing.
I won't have a clue when it comes to all these little modular parts that I've got, which bit goes where. That could be interesting. The Big Boy jigsaw.
That doesn't sound like a euphemism at all.
That's a jigsaw puzzle you can buy at Ann Summers.
For those outside of the UK.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Gary says,
yes.
Jim, I bought my spray booth from Melbourne shop as none were available in Korea. Plenty of spare filters. Australian dollars, $230, which is about £2.30.
About £2.50 in UK, yeah. We jest.
It is the way interest is going up.
Oh, that could be part 11 there. And it is. Are interest rates on the rise, are they? I thought they were coming down again.
Oh, you never know, do you? Jim says, I bought a quantity of furnace filter material, then I cut to fit. Clean or replace regularly, tidy up the fan blades and vacuum out the dust. Yeah.
All right, you lot. I shall do some
Gary, you
care and
lazy.
I shall do some care and maintenance on my.
Ooh, he's got his vibrator out. Good luck explaining that one, Gary. Oh.
Another one of the best things I ever bought. A reciprocal sander. Apart from the fact it hasn't sanded that bit off.
Jim says, Gary, can you post pics of your spray booth on Discord? I'd like to see it. Gary's not on the Discord, I don't think. Because he's spends a lot of his time in Korea, so they don't have Discord because of security and things.
14. Oh God, this is another one of those.
Are you going to start whinging like a little girl again?
Well, I'm always frightened with these really flimsy parts that when you cut them off the sprue, they tend to snap. Always so snap if you put your great big sausage fingers all over them.
Oh, there's going to be so much brass work on this.
See you later, love.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Marion to her ladies group.
Ooh.
She's been to chair Pilates this morning, and now
Yeah.
she's gone to her ladies group.
Nice.
Yeah, she looks forward to that. Gets her out, gets her
Good.
away from me.
Oh, I bet she's told you that as well, hasn't she?
She doesn't need to. I know. Supposed to be in Telford tomorrow evening a veterans walk
Oh.
Around the Veterans Trail in the town park. So I'm hoping.
We all march in step.
No, didn't march in step in the Air Force. I'm not going to start doing it now.
Yeah. Drill practice in the RF is there is drill square. Do not walk across it. End off. Yeah. If you do, you'll get some army bloke with a big mustache shouting at you.
We'll shambles past in column of route.
Yes. By the right, mince past.
I think you're probably taking it a little bit too far now, Mikey.
I have seen the RAF, you know. When we were in Iraq, I was outside a briefing tent, and the bloody RAF lads all stood there carrying. One was carrying the rifle upside down by the pistol grip. One was carrying it by the sights.
Yeah,
we were all stood there like, "What the hell are you doing?" Thing is, the guy carrying it by the pistol grip had a magazine on it as well.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, and then you wonder why they have NDs.
Negligent discharge.
Yeah. Couldn't say that when you're drunk.
Can't say it when I'm bloody sober.
That'd be brass as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
mind you, we weren't as good as at losing weapons like the army was.
And to be fair, it is kind of hard to lose a Lee Enfield, isn't it? Git. I can take it.
That's what she said.
Oh.
I'm going to have to apply a bit of drillage to this.
Ooh. Julian
has
said, the spray booth I bought from Amazon, a Meadon, pretty much the same as many others, portable, but then they all are. Just depends on how much effort they take. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the likes of, shall we say, the more professional model makers. For example, Phil Flory, he has two massive spray booths next to each other that are connected to each other.
Yeah.
And I think they're about 250 quid each. But
yeah, we look at Skiffins. He's made like a massive enclosure for us, hasn't he?
Yeah,
it's a double spray booth, and then he's made like a massive box to go out the front of it instead of on the plastic shields.
Yeah, and he wonders why he hasn't got room for his 1/35th scale Akagi.
Yeah.
Right. I've lost my drill. No, I haven't. I found my drill. Yes, that build starts soon.
Not too bad. Jim says, if I don't clean up mine regularly, lots of dust particles get blown around while spraying and land on my models. That's true.
Yeah, that's very true, Jim. Very true.
Rarely has a true word been spoken. Gary says, have yet to get the Discord sorted. I can send to Mikey, who will pass on to you. Well, try anyway. Yeah. It's all right. Don't worry about it, mate. It's only a spray booth. Jim says, Gary, I think you said on Discord mine is similar to yours. Jim, Amazon is US, probably has similar ones. Yeah. Don't sing. You're not on Korean TV.
That's because I've been listening to Toby Keith all morning.
Who?
Toby Keith. Died
Is this one of your old-time, oldie-worldy programs?
He was a country and western singer. He died last year of cancer, rather unfortunately. At still quite a young age, but very good.
I like country.
Artist.
I quite like Welsh music as well.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Well, not necessarily. Most people don't. A lot of Welsh people don't even realise we have Welsh music, modern Welsh music. Robert says, mince pies. Is it Christmas already?
Hey,
mince pies.
Where'd that come from?
Julian, I think he's on his meds again. Jim says, indeed, Julian. Whomever painted that design made a wise investment. Indeed. Jim says, I love mince pies with coffee. I like pork pies.
Now you're talking my language. Pork pies. Nothing like a good pork pie.
Julian says, I'm thinking that mention of negligent discharge in a live stream about Big Boy is possibly a slight error. No, that's premature discharge. Gosh darn it. Gary said, apparently the in-laws are now on their plane on the way home.
Do what?
The in-laws, They're on their plane on the way home from their cruise.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay.
They've been on a cruise for last week. That's why Morgie's been here.
Ah.
Gary says, a common design marketed across all markets, only the badge is different. Wet paper or sponges line the sides, will collect dust, etc. Yeah. Robert says, many years, decades ago, I had to paint a fairly large RC boat, nipped up the road to use a friend's booth. Yeah. I used to use a shipping container. Because one of my jobs, I worked in heavy engineering. Part of my job was spraying all the girders and stuff. You know, and they turned them because they made gantries and all sorts for factories. So all the girders and that have to be sprayed the right colours that they want and things like that, which is great for someone who's colourblind. Great job. You can see why I didn't last long. Tish says, I like all kinds of pies. Mince pies, steak and apple pie, pork pie, steak and ale pie. She doesn't discriminate between pies.
No.
Robert says, after he took the car out first, naturally. Well, of course. Graham says, we can sing here because we write our own lyrics and music scores. Haha, can't touch YouTube. See, closest I get to that is writing my own poetry.
There was a young lad from Cleckheaton.
No, I don't write limericks. You've seen the sort of stuff I write.
Mm-hmm. What is das ist?
Robert says, didn't I hear someone say by the left mince pie? No. Mince by. As in mince walk. The RF don't march, they mince.
And the Navy shambles.
Yeah. Or squeaks and whistles. Was that the wind whistling behind them? Tune says, who ate all the pies?
Me.
Put some white in there. Or off-white.
Oh, really, really nice.
That's deck 10.
Deck 10. So
mix a bit of white with a bit of bone, I think.
Big Boy and Bone in the same context. Oh, there you go. I'm sure Julian can make something out of that.
Robert says, by the state of my equator, I did. And I read it out before modders even got to it. Julie says, Mary had a little lamb, the doctors were amazed. Right. Jim says, or as the Three Stooges asked, who threw those pies?
Why, I oughta.
Three Stooges, eh? So, what's everyone working on whilst they're watching this?
Yeah. What are you building?
Yeah. Thought I might as well ask, you know. Cocktail stick sticking into finger hurts. Duly noted.
My suggestion for that would be don't do that then.
Ow.
Do.
What Wade Rose is doing today? Because we've not seen him in the chat, have we?
Oh, he's probably ducking and diving, wheeling and dealing. He's a bit wee, a bit wah.
Yeah.
Oh, Waitrose, nothing slows him down.
If we say his name three times, he might appear.
Waitrose, Waitrose, Waitrose.
Joke, if I say Gary Evans now, Kay doesn't know who I'm on about. If I say Waitrose, she knows who I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Too many Garys around, isn't there?
Yeah.
I am Gary of the clan Gary.
No, you're Minion Man.
Yeah, I know she calls me Minion Man.
Yeah.
Still got my minion. She got me.
Oh.
Still here.
Nice. Bob says Tamir 112 Farrago. Nice. That's what Modders is doing.
That's what Modders is making.
Yeah.
That's the kit that beat me.
Maybe you'll have to try it again now that a beginner has done it successfully. Not that I want to cast aspersions on your skills.
No, I quite easily do that myself. I have no urge to build the Virago again.
Would you build a motorbike though?
Oh yeah.
There you go. Duly noted. And I bet Jim went to school with her as well.
Oh, duly noted.
Yeah.
My first serious girlfriend was called Julie.
I had a girlfriend called Julie back in day. A long time ago.
It was a long time ago for me.
Oh, yeah, middle of last century.
All right, don't push it.
Sorry.
I got a feeling I might have boo-booed.
Uh-oh.
I got a feeling, and that's not a song, that I should have put this bit in before I put the whole knickers.
Did you try and bypass the instructions?
No. It's all in the same stage, but if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's say I tried to bypass logic.
They seem to have tried to cut down on steps by putting a lot of steps into one.
Yeah, because if I think about it now, logic dictates that this should have gone in before the... there you go.
Logic dictates. Julie says Mary had a little lamb. She kept it in a bucket because every time she let it out, next door's bulldog tried to make friends with it. Puzzled. That does not right. TBG says, hi, everyone. Hello, TBG.
Hi, TBG.
Jim says, commence the painting process of my Nikimo 148 scale B5 M2 kit. There we go. 2 seconds whilst painting this. Tiff says, that's what I'm building, Rob.
And may I say, she's doing a very, very good job of it.
Yes.
And Tiff says, oh, and Gary, who'd you do minions? Who?
Those cardboard 3D things. That
Oh, right. Oh, cool. We'll have to have a look for them online.
Marion would like them.
Oh, God, she's got enough to be getting on with.
Can never have enough to be getting on with.
She's got diamond paintings. She has a stash of diamond paintings, which is probably bigger than my stash of models.
Well, this is the thing. We can't really complain as modelers, can we?
No, my argument, whenever she moans about the stats, you know, how many models I've got, because you can only build one at a time.
Yeah.
If you look at my standby desk, which is over to the other side, you will notice that's not the case. But then she's got thousands and thousands of bits for card making, You've done a good job on that, Mikey.
Thank
Hundreds of diamond paintings. Now she wants to get into those Lego type flowers that Lego do.
Oh yeah, they're dear them.
Oh, it won't be cheap if Marion's interested in it. I do like what you've done there.
Thank you.
I wish I could do that.
You can. You just got to have
No,
patience.
my hands too shaky, I think.
Tiff says, I really want to buy some more of those. There we go. Jim says, Julian, very good. Julian says, that reminds me, Royal Fail have a parcel to deliver for me today from Waitrose. Yes. Mine arrived just before the stream. Robert says, Tiff, I saw. That's why I did archaeology on my stash. There you go. Nigel says, Revell 132 Mustang P51D 5 November Alpha.
Now, those Revell kits, those 132nd Revell kits are pretty basic kits, but you can do an awful lot with them.
June says, Oi, Mikey, I was born in the middle of the last half of the last century. Yeah. Unlucky.
So was I.
Robert says, Tiff is a bad influence. Getting Yugis for 2 nieces for birthday. Nice.
All right. I'm going to Google Uges.
June says, afternoon TBG. And TBG says, hello, Julian. David says, back now, and it's my 124th Spitfire starboard lower wing. Nice.
Oh, very nice.
It's going to be a big wing. Robert says,
I don't know whether Steve Paul's watching, but he's doing the 124th Mustang. No, the 124th Typhoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Airfix one. Oh, the work he's done on that, it looks amazing.
See, I've got 124th Harrier, but I was just like, I can't bother painting it at the minute. I've got too much to do. Bob says, got to be careful with the oldest niece. Caused trouble by getting a 6-foot stuffed giraffe for Christmas a few years ago. Her mum was not happy. I'm not surprised.
Well, you can get them on Amazon.
Well, thing is, with it being a giraffe, the body was only about a foot tall. The rest of it was just neck. Robert says, oh yeah, I've just read that. I've just read that one, modders. Come on. Gary says, NBC TV Studios art department paint shop is massive. I had my aircraft trucked over and we painted it in the workshop. It frightened the staff when I started it up and taxied out to the car park. That would have been awesome to see. You'd be like a Bond villain or something when you're coming out this massive bloody TV studios and stuff. Massive office. TVG says, nice job, Mikey. I hear Hornby are recruiting in China. Ooh, cool. Tiff says, I'm not Rob. No, sir. You are not. Tiff says, I popped Bob into the private chat, Gary. Okay.
Yeah.
Amory and David says, thank you. No, the work in the wing, all the internal detail and most will not be seen. Yeah. Right. What do we need now? Put a bit more paint on that. I mean, it doesn't have to look perfect 'cause it's hard. Not a lot of it's going to be seen once it's in the cab. But yeah, I know. What have you spotted?
Something.
Need to put some black on that.
Ooh, oh, damn you, Amazon. Oh, hang on.
Oh, Bob says, Private chat? Me? No, the link to the UG Bob. Minion. Bob says, is that something special or code for kicked out? No. Put you in the private chat. I like that. No, if you kicked out, mate, you get put in the void.
Oh, good. Oh, dear.
She put you in the void.
Yeah, in the void you go.
I think there's about 3 people in there now. There's not more. Maybe a few more.
Never to return.
Yes. It's that our mystery disliker is back again. I've noticed looking at the analytics. Yeah, he's off for a couple of weeks. Whoever it was off for a couple of weeks, and now they're back again, doing their 1 dislike per stream for every stream. Yeah. The end day, it's all engagement, isn't it?
Yes.
Because that's how YouTube sees it.
I must stop looking at that because I've got stuff to do.
David says there are a couple of pics on Discord, including the lower port side wing. Yeah. Looking good. Rob says, relief. Hopefully not on the carpet, Rob. Wahaha, the void, says Tim.
You shall be taken from this place to the void, never to return.
June says, part 1, the giraffe reminds me of holiday in Spain when I was a kid. I perturbed my parents to go back to the market stall for a little bull I had seen. It filled the back window like a... pestered. There we go. That makes more sense. In my defense, it was small compared to the real bull.
Right, so I'll think this through now. Can't put that in. But can I don't know. Why don't I do something radical? Look at the instructions, you fool.
Because that's just far too sensible.
Well, what the bleed hell's that bit then?
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, you've got to put that in before you. Right, okay. So that needs to come off the sprue and be painted as primed as well. I might be busy priming later.
Prime away.
I'm trying not to do it on the stream, so.
Well, if you need to do it, do it.
I'll probably do it. I'll do it after. I'm not planning on doing anything else today, so I'm planning on staying up here if life will let me, instead of what it usually doesn't.
Now, be careful what you say.
The bluebird of
here, but you may watch back.
The bluebird of happiness normally comes over and craps all over me birthday cake.
Careful, Kerry Ann watches this, you know.
Kerry Ann's at the club with her.
Yeah, she might watch back to see what you're up to. Don't forget, she's collecting evidence for the interview. David says, Mikey, that backplate is looking very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm very impressed and slightly jealous.
Don't be. Uh-oh, Morgan's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
He's just called Kaylee by her name.
Uh-oh. You don't want to be making mistakes like that, Morgan. You need a little life lesson, I think.
Morgan just walked in with a piece of cheese. I said, "Yeah, Mike, do you want to try this piece of cheese?" And I went, "No, it's all right." And he went, "Why not?" And I was looking at Kane. She's there with like a big smirk on her face. And I was like, "That's why not." Because I know you two are up to something.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Jolly
God, no.
Jake.
God, it's like looking after two kids. Julian says, probably still have the bull somewhere. It's about 2 foot high by 3 foot long. Ah, cool. Gary says, bought youngest daughter a small giraffe. She calls it the chicken leg, small stumpy legs and long, long neck. Very good. Oh, shit. Too much. Want to do that?
I think I'll wait. So that's primed to be primed. That's to be primed. That's to be reprimed.
Prime.
Yeah, that is done. That needs priming.
If you need to prime, go and prime. For it is the prime time to prime.
Primarily. That's all priming.
Mm.
I could even prime some of these bits on the sprue.
You could. Julie says, agreed, David. Mikey, is that brass or copper paint on the piping? That is Vallejo game color, brassy brass. It's very good.
Not brass, but brassy brass.
Mm.
I mixed my own brass up somewhere. Where is it? Is that it there? Oh no, there it is. The one that says brass on it.
It's the one that says brass.
Yeah, there you go.
With 2 R's.
Not much in there actually.
There you go. There you go. Below brassy brass.
Yeah. I wonder. Should I? Dare I?
Give it a go, mate.
Right. There may be some strange noises.
Okay. David says she may have it on the mobile, Gary. Yeah.
I don't think she will. Otherwise, my oh, that's probably because that's not the. Yes, it is.
David says, oh, I've just read that. Julie says, blimey, I could hear Kaylee from here, and I'm in South Wales. Oh, wait, that's only speaker. As you were. God. She stuck gravel in a bloody cement mixer or something. Anyway. Bob says, if BBC checks photo proof of giraffe email, I'll have a look now, mate. I shall have a look momentarily.
Forthwith with forth.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Don't call me correctly. Right, I need a decent painty brushy. From a cast of thousands, you will do. Oh, no, you won't.
Julian says, AK do metallic colour pens, which me being a bit cack-handed, prefer to brush paint. Yeah, if that's what works for you, mate. Why not?
Look at that.
What?
With brass paint that I mixed all by my own.
There we go.
Let's zoom out a bit because there we go. Right, I'm blaming you for this. And apologies if you can see the back of my head, but
we can't. We can barely see your hands.
Not that I want to know what you're doing with your hands.
Haley. I've got enough looking after him.
Looking after him?
Stopping Gary getting himself into trouble.
Well, that's naughty if he gets himself into trouble.
Obviously.
Oh, I'm actually glad I did this now.
Julian says, stop calling me shortly, whoever that was. Not that I'm paranoid or anything. Call me whatever you want as long as it's not late for tea. I don't know what colours these bits actually are, but they're going to be red. Because it's my train and I do what I like. In fact, I think those parts probably are red or something. I don't know. I'm not a train driver.
I'm not a train driver.
No.
Comparing giraffes now, are we? Says Gary. Carrie Ann's favourite animal.
Say giraffe, giraffe. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Oh, giraffe, giraffe.
Well, I'll say it's Carrie Ann's favourite land-based animal.
I don't have a favourite animal.
She has a particular liking for dolphins. Jake
Lovely.
has a particular liking for penguins.
Wild penguins.
Not the chocolate ones.
Not the Tim Tams then.
He's never had a Tim Tam, I don't think.
You've never given him one of your Tim Tams?
It'd be stupid. Marion likes pandas.
Yeah.
And I like
Chinese.
elephants. African elephants, or as I call them, real elephants. Indian elephants or Asian elephants don't class as real elephants in my book.
Why? Because they got smaller ears.
They're smaller ears, bigger forehead, and they're smaller in size.
Generally, a smaller pachyderm.
Yes. And I have misplaced my... Where's my... Oh, no.
Bob says, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't out to get you.
The bastards, yeah. Is that it there?
Kevin says, good day, everyone. Hello, Kevin. Julie
Hey, Kevin.
No, there's a Patreon for that kind of thing, Gary. Oh, giraffe isn't a euphemism, as you were. Very good, Julian. And Tiff says, I have a favourite. Can anyone guess?
Bats.
Yeah, because she's batshit crazy.
Batshit bonkers, Britain.
Only joking, Modest.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm quite liking that. That looks all right.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Once that's in, that's going to look all right, I think. Let's focus it so you can see it. There you go.
Oh, yeah. You've done a lot of brass work there, haven't you?
There you go. Looks all right, I think. Yeah, those bits, Gary, on the pipes,
yeah,
they're the water level gauges.
Yeah.
So they're like glass tubes with the water in.
Yeah.
But you can't really paint black plastic glass coloured.
No.
So that's going to sit in there like that. Just like that. I can get it in. There you go. So it's in there. But it looks nice. If I can lift my camera up. Right. Focus. Focus. There you go. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Pain today. It's because the light's not on it. It needs painting inside walls, but seriously, come on. Why the hell is it focusing today? It's a set distance away. Let's have a look.
There we go.
It just doesn't want to focus today. It's focusing on everything else. It's focusing on stickers, I think.
Yeah. So, boom.
There you go. That's a bit better. There you go.
That's all right.
Yeah. So it just needs paint inside in there now.
You primed the inside of that white?
Well, I primed it grey because the walls are like an intermediate green colour.
Oh, right. Yeah, I should be priming after lunch.
After lunch. David says, that's more than all right. Thank you, buddy. June says, a friend of an ex-girlfriend said, my favourite animal is a manatee. I don't know what they look like, but they're my favourite. I just looked at my girlfriend with a what the F expression. There we go. Bob says, what's the name of the Roundtree's fruit gum bat? Fruit bat. I don't know. June says, we were in Florida on the way to SeaWorld, so it was relevant at the time. Ah. Julian says his name was Kevin Robert. There we go. Bob says, thank you, Mr. J. Okay, that's... Oh, yeah. Just thought it's got the little in it. I'll cover her face as best I can. Hang on. Focus. There you go. That's the size of the giraffe.
That's a rather large giraffe.
Yes. There you go. I did my best to disguise her. Right, so the inside of that now needs to be...
I really need to order some primer soon.
The roof needs to be black, but I could probably do the inside of the cab with interior green pen. Maybe. Maybe. Let's have a look.
Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start me priming because I've got nothing else I can do.
There you go. That's the... Oh, I'll turn the brightness up. No, brightness is up. That's the problem. Okay. So that's the inside of the cab.
Oh my goodness me.
So yeah, it is all interior green sort of colour.
Yeah.
And I was right. They are all red, all in bits.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, those switches need to be red as well.
Well, it looks like I have got something to do. I'll hold off on the priming a bit longer.
Yeah, there we go. Julian says, you did very well protecting the young lady's privacy, Mikey. Gold star, that man. Thank you. I do try. I like to keep people safe online as best I can. Just because we put ourselves online doesn't mean we should put other people or put ourselves at risk online. Doesn't mean other people should. That's why I don't have my real name on YouTube and stuff. One, because it's part of the branding, but there you go. That's better.
No, that didn't take long.
You managed to do it.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
See, you should have more faith in yourself.
So I think I'm going to have to start priming, unfortunately. So what I'll do, rather than, I'll change my camera.
By the looks of it, the inside of the cab roof is the interior green as well, which makes things a whole lot easier.
Like that. I will also mute myself in a minute, and I'll get set up first. Blue.
I might just paint it intermediate green because I haven't used it yet, and I've had it for over a year. Gary says, we have a large pink bear in Seoul called Bellygrum. There is sometimes someone inside who moves and chases anyone who stands near. Screams are frequent. Laugh aloud. Julian says, so on a live stream about a big boy, Mikey shows a pic with a lot of red knobs. It's just as well. We're all mature adults, isn't it? Coughs to cover laughing. Very good. Oh, I don't think we've said it today. Don't forget to lube and subscribe, man.
We have.
Ladies. Have we?
Yeah.
Ah. There we go.
Right. I'm going to mute my microphone for a second.
Okay. I stand corrected. Oh, God, I don't think I need to brush that one. Maybe that one. There you go. So that's out of the way. So Gary's muted. Means he could say anything we wouldn't know. Oh, Julian's mechanic's there to service his hospital bed. All right, buddy. No problems. Be quiet now, isn't it? It's like going deaf. So what's everyone else got planned with the rest of the day? I mean, obviously those in the Australasian area are going to be going to bed pretty soon. Are we having Ian Ellison in today? It's not like him to miss it. Unless he's just been very quiet today. We've got 16 people watching. David says, got a taxi the stepson about later. Ugh. Yeah, not fun. Apparently Morgan's friends picking him, or friends' parents picking up later because he's got football practice before he goes home. So save me taking him. Tiff says that's one of the reasons I don't drive, and it's expensive. Yeah. It is when you have kids. Gary says, very quiet, no Marley, ha ha ha. Bed, nah, here till 6 a.m. Oh, well, there you go. Sounds like a man after my own heart. I wonder if we could play noughts and crosses on the back of Gary's head when we go to Telford. I remember me and my sister did that to my dad once whilst he was asleep in the armchair. He was not amused. Especially since we didn't realise what the difference was between permanent marker and non-permanent marker. And he had work the next day. Bless him. I'm just filling the void with noise now, I think. Oh, Morgan's just dropped something upstairs by the sound of it. Sounds like Kay's cooking. Bob says, FF's sake, just found out my bright idea for nephew's natal anniversaries is a repeat of Christmas Gone By. Oh. Oh dear. So out of, because I took a checklist yesterday of who's taking part in the competition on the members live stream. So whoever wasn't on the members live stream, who is taking part in the competition? And what part are you having a go at? Beginners, experienced, or members? Bob says, I will now have 4 spare strand beasts looking for a new home. I've got an idea. If you're okay with it, Bob, would you be happy to send us the 4? Because we could do it as part of the 4 veterans build. I think it'd be cool to do a strand beast. Not like Gary's going to look at me now like, what the hell's a strand beast? So I'll explain it. For those that don't know, strand beast is a wind-powered robot that walks sideways when you blow on a propeller at the front of it. It's just like a frame, and when you blow on it, the propeller turns and it starts walking across the table. I think that'd be cool. And it wouldn't be. I imagine they're not particularly big packages, so I could probably send one to Marley. Gary says, what price of petrol were you where you are, guys? I know you have different grades. Yeah. And Tiff says it depends on the company and the location, Gary. Motorway prices, it's even more diverse than that because we've got 2 petrol stations on the same road here, and there's about 4p difference per litre. So at the minute, we're averaging about 134, 135 pence per litre. But there are parts, if you go towards London, it's a lot more expensive. You go towards cities and motorways and things like that, it tends to be a lot more. Awesome. Bob says, no problemo. As soon as they arrive, I shall forward them. Thank you very much, buddy. There you go, Gary. You're going to be building a Strand Beast. I don't even think he's listening anymore. Gary, cross the Mersey. You're going to be building a Strand Beast. If you want to switch your microphone on, I'll explain it to you. Okay. Go on then. Hurry up. Slowpoke. You've had an entire week to do that. You just want to rub that head with a dusting cloth, don't you? Bless him. Oh, that's the other thing as well. If anyone has any questions for Gary for the interview, do let me know and I shall write them down and I'll make sure to ask them him. Thank you. I'm not but Kay's just brought me in some sausage wraps that she's made. Thank you. I think. Okay. Nom nom nom. Gary. The problem is she forgets that I don't have white bread type stuff. Tiff says it's normally around 134.9 pence per litre here for E10, a little more than E5. Yeah. David says still have to get a kit tomorrow, but probably the experienced. Cool. Gary says 91 RON in Oz is $1.57 a litre. Equivalent in Korea is 85 cents per litre. There we go. Yeah. Bob says, show him the photo. Aye, I can show you the photo. David says, due to modelling for about 55 years. Yeah. Definitely experienced it. David says, I think that went over Gary's head then. Bob says, built size is 200 mil by 150 mil by 175. There you go. There you go, Gary. That's a Strand Beast. Yeah. So you blow on the propeller.
One of those things that walks sideways.
Yeah, you blow on the propeller at the front and it walks.
Cool.
Yeah. So Bob's going to send us some so we can all build one.
Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. It's very kind. I shall make a point of never spraying again on stream because I get roped into things behind my back. But I'm more than grateful. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Back in a minute.
Yeah. Gary says TIFF E10 is 3 cents a litre less. There you go. And Bob says packed size a lot smaller. Yeah. Ooh. That's sausage hot. Graham says, oh no. Bob says the full size one walks on Dutch beaches. Yeah. And Graham says, better late than never. Good afternoon, all. Hello, Graham. Forgive me, I just eat some delicious sausage and bacon whilst I'm doing this. That my wife's just brought in. I don't normally eat on streams, but I can't possibly waste sausages and bacons. Graham says, "Bet late than never." Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Graham. David says, around here, fuel is on average diesel 136 and petrol 132-ish. Yeah, it's not cheap in the UK anymore. Robbing swines. But saying that, I usually put about 30 quid in, and it lasts me a month. So. So don't go out much. When we do, we don't go far. In fact, so much so that we've got less than 3.5. The car's got less than 3,500 miles on the clock. And we've had it for over a year. Which isn't great for the engine, but it'd be alright. Gary's fallen asleep, I think. Must be enjoying that breeze. David says, tend to use the bus for Cardiff and things. We both have passes. Mine's an old age, hers is disabled, so free travel, though a bit longer travelling. Yeah. See, we haven't got that, but yeah. And the buses aren't great round here. I think to get to Chester from here, bus is about 2 hour ride, if not a bit longer. But if I go by car, it's 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. So you might as well just drive it. Because I only ever go to the retail parks there anyway. Very nice sausages. I think they're Cumberlands. It's looking all right. Starting to look all right. Doesn't have to be neat. You're not going to see it really. Gary says diesel prices are all over the place in Oz. The Hyundai i30 Turbo is a year old and just clocked 30,000 kilometers. Same car in Korea is only 15,000 kilometers. City driving. Yeah. I mean, the biggest journey we have to do really is take my wife to her hospital appointments every few weeks. That's only 25-mile round trip. Like I say, we don't go out much because pretty much every day I'm doing this. Well, I'm doing this 4 times a week. To be honest, I like being in it. Spending time with you guys. It's lovely. How are you getting on, Gary? Aha. That's the inside. It's actually not a bad colour green. Intermediate green. Looks kind of like a cockpit green. I'll touch them up with primer. I think this is the quietest this stream's ever been. It's bizarre. David says, that looks the part there, Mikey. Thank you very much, buddy. Joe says, looks like a great sunny day at Gary's. Wish it was like that here. That's because you live in America, don't you? Is it tornado season over there now? Gary says, TV station is 25 kilometers away, but 1.5 hour drive each way. Average around 2 million kilometers each year in the jet. Wow. Closest I've ever got to something like that was when we used to fly light aircraft and gliders in the Air Cadets. I think Gary's the same.
What's that?
When you cadets, you used to do light aircraft and gliders.
Yeah. I used to do gliders out of burnt wood.
Burton Wood?
Burton Wood, yeah. Up near you.
My granddad remembers that airbase during the war.
Yeah. Which was always a bit frightening because when you were gliding, you used to come into land over the motorway.
Yeah.
And chipmunk flying out of Woodvale.
Yeah, see, I used to do we used to fly grobs out of Woodvale.
Yeah, they replaced the chipmunks for the Air Cadets.
Yeah, I'm amazed they're still using them, you know?
What, grobs?
You think about it. Last time I flew one was 20 years ago.
Yeah, but
that's quite a long lifespan for a light aircraft.
Yeah, but they're well maintained.
Yeah, it's true. It's not like obsolete aircraft, is it?
No, but when you look at, look at some of the Civi Cessna 152s and things like that.
Yeah,
I bet you they're a lot older than
grobs,
the grobs and all that.
Yeah, that's true. Joe says it's always tornado season along the Gulf Coast. Bob says it's no good, can't help it. Graham, any relation to Derek Nimmo?
Fine actor.
Bob says not a very common surname. And Graham says no relation, and it's not that uncommon in central Scotland. There we go.
Right. I do apologise for having to do that, but it was never going to get done.
Problem is, I'm not a very entertaining person, so when I'm on my own, I'm stuffed. I need someone to bounce.
I turned me back for 5 minutes, and I ended up doing something with a sideways walking robot thing.
Yes, it's going to look cool.
Cool. So, yeah, there's a smell of something getting rather hot in here. I don't know whether it's my spray booth or my compressor. So,
probably compressor. They get hot quite quickly.
Oh, friggin' hell.
You burnt it.
Oh, bloody hell, that is hot.
Yeah, that'll be the one. Have you drained it recently?
A couple of weeks ago.
Because it's been quite humid, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'll try and do it once a month.
Yeah. I've got mine on a footstool underneath the corner of my desk, so I just look down and see what it's like in there.
Graham says, excuse my ignorance, what's a grob? It's a make of aeroplane.
It's a Grob Tutor light aircraft.
Yeah, it's a Grob Tutor light aircraft, as Mikey says. It's the basic flying training aircraft, or was for the Air Force. I don't know whether the Air Force still use them for basic flying training. And also the air experience flights dotted around the country that sole purpose is to give air cadets experience in flying. They use them as well.
Yeah, and the university
air squadrons. Yeah. So yeah, it's it looks very much like a little civilian aircraft, but it's fully aerobatic and very easy to fly. Hence they let cadets,
idiots like me, fly it.
Yeah,
is what you were going to say.
Well, if you're teaching someone to fly, you want an aircraft that is easy to handle.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to
basic flying training.
Yeah. With guidance, I was able to land it, so can't be that bad. Graham's, oh yeah, I read that one. In fact, I flew it at Woodvale and I flew it out of Kinloch.
Yeah,
that was fun because we got to fly all around the Highlands.
So it replaced the Chipmunk, which the Air Force still use. The de Havilland Chipmunk, which is basically a tiger moth with the top wing cut off and a closed canopy. They still use it on the Battle of Britain Memorial flight for training new pilots on the Battle of Britain Memorial flight to fly a tail dragger aircraft. Yeah, there you go. That's a Grob. And the joys of flying in a Chipmunk was that the wind came in through every possible little gap on that thing. Hence, it was not a pressurized aircraft. That's handy.
One of the problems we had on one of my flights was we were flying along inverted, upside down, and I thought something not right here. I can't feel the seat against my backside anymore. So, and I put my hands like that, and instead of like what?
You can't actually see what you did with your hands, Mikey.
Yeah, Instead of my arms being almost straight to reach the canopy, my head was nearly on the canopy.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And I said, I think my straps have come loose. We need to turn back over. And he turned me over and went plonk into the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the straps had come loose and I'd slid very close to the canopy. Greg says, thanks. Every day is a school day. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Bob says, I always thought it was gross, strange shaped German B being a double S. Jim says, amazing how much different things are. Sans John Marlowe.
I've noticed that as well.
Random comments and observations.
That's a good point. I've noticed that.
Yeah. Oh, so here's the thing, mate. Gary says, we have a vintage aircraft group here in Korea. I have an ex-Royal Australian Air Force F-51D-K Mustang. I fly it often to Japan and back. I bet the Japanese love that. I bet some old Japanese guy sat there having flashbacks.
Move on, Mikey.
Expecting to see a big flash in the sky.
Definitely move on, Mikey.
Graham says, from the RF website to all composite tutor, the all composite tutor is named after the 1930s Avro tutor basic trainer and remains in widespread service, although its EFT role is being taken over by the GROB prefect.
That's right. Elementary flying training. That's it.
Yeah.
Not basic. Because you have elementary flying training, basic flying training, and then advanced.
Yeah. So we've got 2 minutes to go.
Well, that's gone quite quick. Mind you, I was spraying for most of it.
So I've done that.
Yeah, that's looking really good.
Thank you.
I've done.
And I painted the inside of that.
I have done.
That's come out a nice green.
Yeah. Is that interior cockpit green you've used?
No, it's just intermediate green from Vallejo.
Oh, right. Yeah, I like that.
That one.
Cool.
Intermediate green.
I wonder if I've got that. Oh, I might have that. I did the same.
It looks good.
And
Focus, good.
Yeah, well, I can't focus, autofocus this camera. And I've also primed,
Lovely.
primed. So
You're a prime suspect then.
yeah. Ooh, prime
Cool.
suspect.
Well
Helen
done,
Mirren. Oh, suits you, sir.
And you've learned that you can actually do intricate work. You can do detail.
Yeah, I can, if I put my mind to it.
Yeah. See?
Yes.
Jim says, back with 2 minutes to go.
Bit strange being without our Australian brother,
It is, isn't it?
but yeah, it's okay. But tomorrow.
Yeah. Waitrose is back tomorrow.
Even more important than that, Sea Fury.
Yeah.
I do like that Sea Fury. Oh, look at you, Storming Norman.
Hey, I've finished the cockpit. I just got to put it in.
I finished the cockpit. I finished it last week.
Gary says, haha, they have several zero sends flying.
Oh my God.
Like Pearl Harbor. Gary says, cheers, guys. See you all later. Later, dude.
Later, Gary.
Julian says, those are both looking bloody good, Mikey and Gary.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Right. Graham's just put comments in. I'm looking forward to starting the Sea Fury, but it has to wait until Telford builds are complete.
Oh, don't start about Telford builds.
Do you know what? I haven't even done any.
Oh, I've got 2 on the go.
What's that comment? There you go. Nigel saying, thanks, guys. Be good.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks for watching.
See you all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah.
Yeah, same batshit crazy.
Yes. Right. See you all tomorrow, 12 o'clock, with me and the two Garys.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Take it easy. Bye.